think Kevin Pritchard is looking more and more for his shot offensively.
It's safe to say, too, excuse me, Bob, that Kansas will set the record for most points in a half. It was 71 against Iowa State. Back last year, January 7th, 1989.
Take a look at it again. And Geldner over the top from behind. 2 fouls on Jeff Geldner.
Maddox and Geldner check out. Rick Calloway comes in along with Markkanen. Kansas with its taller unit on the floor. Michael Parks, the 6'3" junior, missing at the free throw line. 2 straight misses for Kentucky.
There's Geldner on the bench. Got a kind of a smile on his face.
Pritchard is moving quick today. Drops it off the Brown baseline short. Calloway crashing in. Rick fouled from behind. That'll be against Pelfrey, and that'll be 2 on him.
Take a look at it again. Pelfrey looks a little disgusted about the call. Guess we won't look at it again. There's Rick Calloway. Kansas has done a great job hitting their free throws today. Kentucky's really forced the hand. They've committed the fouls, and Kansas has been able to make it pay.
Well, you talked about Kevin Pritchard really going after it and looking to shoot. That's something that Roy Williams talked about this week. The fact that he talked to Kevin and said, hey, you're a good shooter. Let's unload a little bit more, make sure they're good shots. Well, what happens on a team that averages 22 assists per ball game is that everybody looks to pass instead of to shoot when they have open shots.
There's Kevin Pritchard.
And it's become evident that you can do both today because Kansas has handed out the balls well and also really nailed the buckets. Miller for another 3. The crowd cheers as Derek Miller misses for one of the rare times this afternoon. 71-58. Hawks with 1:50 remaining here in the first half. Randall! Here's the alley-oop. Calloway to Randall. Freeman West checks in, 72-58. New school record as far as first half total for the Jayhawks. That's a ball game for a lot of teams.
That is.
West goes for downtown. Terry Brown. 1-on-3 stolen away by Farmer. He lost it out of bounds. Kansas ball.
A great defensive recovery on the part of the Kentucky Wildcats that time as Terry Brown really had a breakaway in effect, and the pass would have been a little crisper. He might have been able to get down and convert.
Brown still learning. There's Adonis Jordan. He's come a long way in the first 9 ball games. Rick Calloway. 114. Brown loads up and nails it. Turnovers against Kentucky.
Now the crowd's loving it. Years of frustration playing Kentucky.
Brown hit. Patino may be saying, let's warm up the bus, baby. Now that ball was knocked off by a KU player. It'll be Kentucky basketball. Feldhouse off the inbound. Blocked by Markkanen. 38 seconds left. West can't get it to hit. And here comes Farmer with 30 tits. Shot clock is off. Pelfrey gets it back, loads up for three, nails it. 18 seconds to play. Callaway. Rick moves inside, kicks it out to Terry Brown for three. To 61 at halftime. Kansas on a roll. We're back at halftime. That is not a final score you read there. 80 to 61. It's been a shootout from the start. Kansas hitting 58% of its shots. Kentucky not bad at 55%. Let's take a look at some of the first half numbers for you. First off, the Jayhawks hitting 26 of 45 from the field. Kentucky 18 of 33, and again that translates into 55 and 58%. Free throw department, Kansas a hot 82%, 23 of 28. 10 more points in the ball game coming there. And rebounds also belonging to Kansas, which is a taller team, and that was to be expected, 25 to 16. Turnovers, the Jayhawks very impressive, just 7 in the first half. And off the bench, the Hawks leading 25 to 14. Bob had finished, shoot out a gun fest, a three-point affair. Kentucky 12 of 20 shooting from three-point range in here, and that's a lot. It's Derek Miller.
Well, Baby J loves what it sees here today, and you know what can these two teams do for an encore here in the second half? Well, 19 points is a big margin, but the way Kentucky's shooting their three-point egg out here this afternoon, that's not that big of a lead. So Kansas has got to continue to come out and play tough, aggressive man-to-man defense and get a hand in the face of Derek Miller whenever they can.
I tell you what's been lacking for Kentucky is Reggie Hansen. He got into foul trouble earlier with three, has been shut out through the first half, and Hansen will average 18.5 points per ball game, and that has to be the telling tale for the Kentucky Wildcats. Rick Pitino with one technical foul in the first half.
Well, they had 20 minutes to cool off those barrels because they were blazing away in the first half. Let's see what they do here in the second half.
It'll be KU basketball working from right to left. And we're underway. Hawks with 80 first half points. That is a school record. Broke the old one by 9. Hansen starts the second half. Breaks up the pass. On the floor, the original starting fives for both ball clubs. Hawks go with Randall, Callaway, Markkanen inside. Geldner and Pritchard as you look at Rick Pitino. His club, Feldhouse, Pelfrey, Hansen, Woods, and Miller. Miller already with 23 points. Kansas, 5 players in double figures. So there is the 8th turnover against the Jayhawks. Hansen drives, throws one up, and goes in. Again, his first 2 points of the afternoon. Callaway at the other end. Rick works against Hansen, lobs into Markkanen. Pekka bounced it off his foot. And here comes Miller. Geldner has to play him close. Hansen looks for three, walked. 3 traveling calls against Kentucky.
These teams both come out here in the second half looking like they're all winded already, and the pace of the game certainly is a little bit slower to start things here in the second half.
I tell you what, too, look at the officials. They're worn out already. They've been up and down this floor now.
They probably asked Bob Frederick for a raise at halftime.
Crowd still settling in from halftime. Callaway may have taken a little extra step, but he gets the bucket.
Kansas now with 6 players in double figures. They had 5 in double figures, and Callaway joins them.
We played 60 seconds here in the second half. It's a 2-2 ball game in that respect. Markkanen with the block. Pelfrey got it back, and now a foul on Rick Callaway, and that'll be his first. Pekka Markkanen with 13 blocks on the season now. He's the high block man for KU.
Take a look at it again. Great block inside by Markkanen. The thing you like about the way he plays that post defense, he goes up and blocks a shot. He doesn't knock it 5 rows deep in the seats. He keeps the ball in play. And that's important because your team has got a chance to get it if you keep it in play. If you knock it 5 rows deep, it goes back to the offensive team.
Feldhouse was 4 for 4 at the stripe until